Hey everyone, welcome back to Nttnt. And if you've been watching, you understand that the NT and the T and another T stands for Nurse Tracy's Trash and Truth, where I'm a nurse and so are you. That's Nurse Tracy's Trash and Truth, where I'm a nurse and so are you. I'm Nurse Tracy, and on this vlog, we identify and talk about the trash, and we focus on the truth. And the trash is anything that harms our health, and the truth is everything that loves our health. On my very first vlog, I told you guys I do a short video to tell you guys why I'm excited and why I'm qualified to be here. So here it goes. I was born a nurse, and unlike other kids who kicked and screamed and hurt their parents when they were ready to come into the world, I helped my mom by patiently waiting until the time that I was scheduled to come out. Okay. That help continued throughout my childhood. I can remember wanting to help my teacher clean the board after class, science class in particular. So I rushed through the work just so I could help, wipe the board. Other kids saw this and they were like, oh, Tracy's so smart, right? Now, I do think it's smart to finish something that is causing you irritation and uncomfort to move to something that will cause you pleasure, okay? So the kids thought I was smart, so they would ask me for help. So just wanting to help clean the board made me smarter, because in order to help those other kids, I had to stop rushing and I had to pay attention to my science work. I can remember recess as a child, like being on the monkey bars was my thing. I could out monkey bar anybody. And so the kids would watch me and see, oh, Tracy's so strong. She can hang upside down and lift. As a child, my mom and I, we always lived with other people. So I knew not to jump around and bounce on other people's stuff. So the monkey bars are good, and of course the kids wanted to know how I could do all these things. And of course I was happy to help them. So just helping other kids made me stronger, and I liked it. I can remember being with my aunt a lot. She was a caterer, and my aunt never asked me for anything. The only thing she ever asked me for was to taste her food. And if anybody knows me, I like to eat good food. So I was just happy just helping her taste her food. I mean, that's all she asked me for, until one day she asked me to open the door for her because her hands were full. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why wouldn't I just open the door for her already? She never asked for anything, so why didn't I think of that? I should have saw her hands being full. So just waiting to help my aunt made me more vigilant. So as a child, I actively practiced being smart. I actively practiced being strong, and I actively practiced being vigilant. Before starting my nursing career, I wanted to be resourceful and also frugal. I went to Budapest, Hungary with my nursing class, and working in the hospitals in Europe was a culture shock, obviously. I expected for it to be the same as the ICUs and ERs in the States. I expected the States ERs to be the same as European ERs, and it wasn't. I noticed that Europeans don't have as much money as the States, so they have to be resourceful and frugal. And I actually liked the facilities better. It wasn't as chaotic, everybody followed an order. And so even in nursing school, I knew order was good, or I expected that when I started to work that people would follow order as much as the Europeans did, and be as resourceful. They didn't have a lot of technology, and they didn't have a lot of things that we had. So they had to use everything that they had. Everything had a place, and everything had an order, and everything they did was followed. It was just, they followed order. I liked it. I had a great time in Europe. I want to go back. But After that, I started my career in a small hospital in Tanner, and there I learned extreme compassion, and I learned that education was very important. I worked on an oncology floor, so I mean, the compassion came easily. Oncology is a big word for cancer, so I was treating cancer patients daily. Here I also learned that education was important. I was fresh out of graduating. Okay, my first job, I had to be charge nurse because I am a registered nurse, an RN, and the other people in this smaller place, they were LPNs. And, it was really, it threw me for a loop that I was in charge of people who had been here for some time. So I'm like, what? I'm thinking, I'm learning from them every day. And I'm in charge of them, so that kind of threw me for a loop. And that's when I knew that education was important. And the fact that I went to a BSN program and not an ASN kind of in the medical field put me kind of, at a specific rank. But I also learned that titles mean nothing. It's not about your title. It's about your knowledge and how much love you have for the job that makes you, a nurse. It makes you qualified, honestly. But anyway, I left that first job because I wanted more. I wanted to kind of help people before they got to that state, that cancerous state. I was like, there's something that I could do. So I came back home and I started working at Piedmont in the emergency room. And at Piedmont's ER, I learned that I really like critical care. I had more people that I could service. In the emergency room, we drew blood and we could see like their lab results instantaneously. So it was very easy and good for me to be able to read. Like, we just drew your blood sugar was elevated at 530, and that's, why you kind of came in here and you felt weak. So kind of, this is what you need to do so it doesn't get to this state. That was good for me. But I left Piedmont because it wasn't enough. I noticed that we kept sending patients out who I wanted to help. I would hear of the income, let's send them out. I'm like, what is going on? So I went to a facility that we kept sending them out to. And that's how I ended up at Grady. And Grady was great. It was a good environment for me. The knowledge that I got from Grady is second to none. I had to intentionally keep a notepad because every day I learned something new, and I had to go home after the 12-hour shift to figure it out because I knew that I would run into it again. And so it was a continuation of learning at Grady, which I loved. It also, my love base kind of grew too. I had compassion for my other jobs, but here, it's my home, so nothing excited me more than taking care of people who need it, and Atlanta's the heart of, Grady is the heart of Atlanta. So people who need help gonna come to Grady. So they saw a lot of people. So the love was good. I mean, I could go home, get love from my family, come back and give love to everybody who needed it by the masses. That was great for me. But I left Grady because I noticed that people can get tired of loving, and that was new for me. And, it was new, I'm thinking everybody's supposed to be like me to get the knowledge and have the love and just give it to others, but it can get tiring, especially at a hospital, at one of the busiest hospitals in Atlanta. Okay. But I didn't like it. I didn't like that people got tired of loving, especially with all the knowledge that they got, so I left and I went and I did school nursing, and school nursing was great. I had the knowledge because, new knowledge, especially from kids. I didn't have to really, it wasn't as extreme. It wasn't as critical, but, just different. So I learned how to take care of the kids. In addition, I had my own office. I was relaxed. I mean, I was making phone calls. It was great, but the Corona came and it ended that for me. But anyway, now I'm in search of a job where I can use my experience and my skills to help others in a controlled environment. And it led me here. It led me to this Corona, it led me here. So I'm excited to be here because I'm qualified and I'm a born nurse who loves to learn. And this vlog gives me a job where I can learn and love in an environment that's controlled. So stay here, listen to me. All right. So we're just going to do like a review of the last Nttnt, the trash. So we did, and that video was posted on April 27th, but let's just do a little review. Won't take too long. Stay tuned. We talked about glove wearing in the store. We talked about how if one person wears gloves and touches things, how it can spread germs. Now, and then we said if 200 people doing it, that was spreading more germs. So there is no information that proves that you won't catch corona by wearing gloves in the store. And like I said, if you found that information, share it with everybody so we can see. We're nurses. So we have to decrease infection rates, okay? Also, we talked about corona, and we learned that you can be ill and not have a disease, but you can't have a disease and not feel ill. And so we learned a few, and we know that a disease is a disorder. So we did learn the order of the normal respiratory system. So come here and I'm going to really, really quickly refresh it. So the normal order of the lungs make enough mucus, throughout. It just makes enough to trap particles. So the lungs make enough mucus before. Okay. So the lungs make enough mucus to trap particles before they can harm the lungs, okay? So the lungs makes this mucus. We normally will swallow it, right? We'll just swallow it and that's how the mucus is formed. So the point of the mucus is to trap bacteria. So our respiratory system also has these things called cilia. And cilia line the airways. The cilia works as a broom to kind of sweep the mucus that the lungs make. Sweep it, depending on where, let's just say we get a foreign invader to come in and it attaches to the mucus that the lungs make, and then the cilia can sweep it back out and we can cough it out our mouths, or we can, that drainage will come out our nose. So the lungs make enough mucus in this process. It doesn't need your help to make extra mucus, and that's what we learned yesterday. So we learned, if we are having symptoms of like coughing and sneezing, then we need to follow the order and help our lungs. So we did discuss some things that we could do for the body. If you are experiencing certain symptoms from the coronavirus, you need to follow the order of the respiratory system. So it's self-cleansing, as you heard in the last video. Our lungs are self-cleansing. So give yourself some rest. Rest. Let your lungs do the job. Honestly, if you ain't doing nothing, just rest. Don't do nothing but rest. Sometimes it's good. Also, we want to increase the fluids, because we know that increasing our fluids can break the mucus up and help to get, some of that mucus out. In addition, we also found out that we are holistic nursing. So the truth is a form of holistic nursing, and we are not just our body, but we are how we feel with our emotions. We are what we think, So we also focused on some things that we could do to kind of, generalize not generalize, but get our health complete. In addition to focusing on our body, we focus on other aspects. The last video you heard I was talking about a baseline health. What is a baseline health? So according to the American Holistic Nursing Association, they said that out of 100%, and that's what we're trying to strive, 100% health, 70% of our health is dependent on our lifestyle and our environment. 20% is dependent on our heredity, and 10% is medical care. So that makes 100%. On the truth block, there are 7 aspects. That's why I want you to find your baseline. Where are you spiritually? I mean, you can break it up to this is 10%, the mind is 10, the social economic background is 10, emotions are 10. But at the end of the day, you need to figure out where you are. The last video we did discuss some things that can kind of get you to seeing where you are on the health scale or health bar, but just figure it out, because it's important to know your baseline, because once you know where you are, you can know how far you need to go, or you can see that you haven't went back, or you can, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of plan once you know where you are. It's not like a trick. Let's see, mine, I mean, I don't know. I still, like, on Saturday, which is going to be our next Nttnt episode, I'll have it by then, I'll know, but like I said, I don't know. But medical care, if you guys stay here with me, I will give you some medical care. So don't worry about this 10%. If you stay with me, you will know enough to take care of yourself medically. And again, medical care does not mean medicine care. We're holistic nurses. So we do everything else before we get to medicine. And trust me, there's a lot to do before you start medicating yourself, okay? Some medication can be just a hug. And I learned that with my babies at school. So if you use those 7 aspects, that can be kind of a 70% where you can gauge it. Your environment, you know, cleaning it up. We did some things about that. The 20%, we will definitely dig into heredity. I just found out that every living human has melanin. So we're kind of going to dig into that now. Some people have more than others, but everybody has it. So let's just figure out why and who our ancestors are so we can increase our health hereditary wise, because you know, I don't know where anybody is on the bar, but we are always striving to increase it. So let's just increase it. Oh, okay. So it's 3 more people too. 3 more people should comment, I need masks. And you can get these masks that were made out of love by my mom's friend, Miss Ruth. Comment, I need masks. And then also comment on which part that you're working on. And you know, that you're not afraid to share with somebody so somebody can get help on how to, you know, increase their health, whichever one you're working on. So comment, it's 3 more people who can get masks. 2 people, I saw you, and I will be contacting you to figure out where I should send these masks. So, in addition, if you missed the window for the mask, you can make a mask out of a shirt and rubber bands. So Google how to make a mask out of a shirt and rubber band. Also, I want to say that you guys, if you don't feel like making it, you get my friend. If you go to @spoiledbrats, you can email her. She sells masks, and they are not 2-ply, but they're more for fashion. But you can wear a small mask underneath and then tie her mask around it. They're more fashionable, and I mean, it's necessary, especially if you're gonna be getting your environments together. You're gonna be cleaning up. You need a mask, especially if you're going out. So this Saturday, May 2nd, it will be our next episode of Nttnt. So please get you guys' baseline health. Just kind of know where you're starting. So once, you know, cause this show is going to continue, and every episode I'm going to be telling you some things that you can do to increase your health. So start with a baseline. Next week, we're going to be introducing foods that boost our immunity. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be letting you know some of the things that I eat in my daily life. So like I said, Nttnt, it'll be once a week. So, and I'm not sure which day it's going to be every week. I'm a critical care nurse, so I'm going to come. I just know it's going to be one time a week. So our next episode is on the 2nd. And I could come on the 3rd with another one just based off the need that I see. I'm here to treat the critical needs. And it is critical that we have a baseline by May 2nd, because we're going to be giving new foods and introducing new stuff. And I could come on the 3rd and say, oh, God, we got to do this because I heard this. So stay tuned. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope to see you Saturday. Come see what kind of food I'm eating and been eating for a long time. All right, I'm out.